The WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. You know what? One of the interesting things about politics is that politicians, last night's debate is an example, and then this isn't a political commentary, it's just a commentary, that I think sometimes we listen to these people explaining how we're going to do things so that people can live better lives. And really, if you think about it, it's probably laid out in real detail in the Bible. I've often thought this, that we've already got instructions on how to do it. We just don't follow those instructions very well, even though we're constantly being told what we should be doing and how we should be treating each other. And that in itself would fix a lot of things. We have in the studio Pastor Alan Eastin. He is the senior pastor at One Life Fellowship Church, and he was a missionary for 7 years?
Yeah, that's right.
7 years? Wow. In Colombia, South America, 4 years in Bogota, 3 years in
Cali.
In Cali,
yes.
Wow. And you're here today because your church is involved in an event, actually. More than 100 churches around the world will host something called Night to Shine, which is sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. And it's coming up. Is it coming up or did come up?
No, it is coming up on February the 12th.
February 12th.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. Well, good morning. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank
Larry.
you for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So when did you come back from Colombia?
When did we come back?
Is it a long time ago? Or?
Well, we came back in 2006.
Okay.
And arrived here in Ocala during the summer, and that's when I joined the pastoral team at One Life Fellowship at that point.
Oh, wow. So was there something specific about Ocala that attracted you? Was it? Did we need religion here?
Well, awful lot of churches here for sure. Actually, the church that we're a part of now at One Life Fellowship supported us as missionaries the entire time that we were in Colombia, and so we had a relationship with this church for quite a while, even before we came.
Well, thank you for coming in here. So what is the event that's happening February 12th? What is that?
Yeah, February the 12th is, we are hosting an event here in our community called Night to Shine. It's an event sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. And essentially it is a prom night experience for people with special needs, ages 16 and over.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you for doing that. And are the attendees a certain age, or can they be any age?
Ages 16 and over.
16 and over?
Yes, and over, yeah.
So he could be 54?
Absolutely, sure. Sure could. Uh-huh.
And they have to bring their own date. You don't provide a date, right?
Well, to be honest with you, we actually are. Each one of our guests with special needs will arrive on that evening and will be paired with what we're calling a buddy for the evening.
Really?
Yeah, and so they will enjoy the company of a buddy for the evening who's going to be with them during the dinner that's served. They're going to dance with them and
that's a sweet idea.
Great time.
That is a really sweet idea. So how challenging is this? I mean, already I'm thinking, gosh, how would you pull this off? And how long have you been working on it?
Months, probably at least 6 months.
Wow. So what's the biggest challenge so far?
Biggest challenge so far. Wow. I don't know. I think as we have progressed through the preparation, we run into different challenges as we go. Some of them, this is the first time for us to host this event. It's the second year that the Tim Tebow Foundation is putting this on.
Now, if I was going to guess why this is being put on, my guess would be because these people don't have this experience normally. So am I right, or am I close?
Well, yeah.
Is there more to it than that?
Well, there is more to it than that. There are other organizations in the area, I'm sure. I've even heard of similar types of events. I don't know that there was one here in our community last year. Maybe up in Gainesville, I think that there was. But really, what we want to do is to be able to share God's love with them. To let them know that they are special in the
wonderful.
eyes of God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this will be at your church?
Yes, it will be. Our church is at 3740 East Silver Springs Boulevard on the east side of town, right across the street from Kmart. That usually helps people locate it a little bit better. But yeah, the event will be there.
And you also have things on this event that the guests are going to be receiving VIP treatment?
VIP treatment. That's absolutely what we hope to give them, a really special experience. So that's going to be things like when they get dropped off at the door, they will enter and be welcomed in and sort of checked in, because all of the guests need to be pre-registered for the event.
Okay.
Then they will be escorted to a room for the men where they will get shoe shines for the evening, and the ladies will go to a room where we will have some hair specialists from the community who are volunteering their time to sort of kind of treat them special and kind of, whatever they do to women's hair, I'm not exactly sure, but it's just to make them feel special and loved on. And then we intend then to sort of escort them around where they're gonna exit a door and get into a limousine. And then they're going to drive sort of around the parking lot to the front of the building where they will be dropped off at a red carpet.
Nice.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I think it's going to be a special moment for them. As they get out, they will walk on the red carpet. There'll be lights. There'll be paparazzi type experience there for them, taking photos and really welcoming them in as if they were the stars of the evening, because they really are.
But they have to wear their own clothing.
They do.
Clothing won't be provided.
Well, we have had some folks who have volunteered special dresses and clothing and what have you. I haven't been involved in the details.
The clothing part of it.
So I don't know the details of that, but I know that they have volunteered to do so. So there will be some of those things available for some of our guests.
So I always try to visualize our role in this, and it sounds like we're trying to reach people who might want to go, and maybe some people who might be able to help. Am I right about that? So what's on your wishes? What can we do for you?
Well, we would certainly want people to be praying that we would have a great event.
Okay.
Everyone would be safe. We are going to have EMTs on site to, in case of any event.
Nice.
But at this point, we already have over 200 volunteers.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Which is not only from our church, but from several other churches and others just in the community who heard about the event and contacted us through our website and said, hey, can we be involved? Can we participate? And how? And we've already had a couple of meetings with those volunteers. We have, at this point, 97 guests registered. So we're super excited about that. Do
you have a limit? How many can?
Yeah, actually we do, and we're almost there.
You're almost there. Okay.
Yeah, our limit is 100 people this year.
Wow! So you only have 3 more.
Yeah, we're right there. Yeah, that is true.
All right.
And so we're just looking forward to a great evening with these folks.
Isn't that a wonderful part about a ministry, any ministry? The idea that you're doing something special for people who may not get special a whole lot in their lives.
That's right. Yeah. And I think one of the interesting things about the event as well is that not only do we want to sort of lavish love on our guests that evening, so that they will sort of be the kings and queens of the prom night experience. In fact, there'll be an opportunity during this event where each one of them will be crowned as the kings and queens of the prom.
Oh, wow. How cool.
So we'll have crowns for them, and that's going to be a really great experience. But in addition to that, we want to appreciate and value and love those who are the primary caregivers for some of these folks. Some of them are
that's
independent,
a nice touch too,
and are on their own. But many of them have need for constant care and attention. And so we're going to have a special room for them as well, kind of a respite room where they will be attended to as well.
You get their shoes shined and their hair done?
I think they're going to get neck massages. They'll enjoy some food there and be able to just sit and relax and enjoy an evening.
So define for me a special needs person. And the reason I'm asking is because every once in a while I'll be at a gathering of people who have physical special needs, but not mental. And I often wonder if they feel like, gosh, why are you always grouping me with people with mental special needs issues,
Right.
Is that ringing true for you in your experience?
Well, I mean, by special needs, we haven't put an exact definition on that.
Right.
Those who are living in this life with those types of needs, they know who they are, and we're there just to open our arms and welcome them in as they come.
I can already tell you're a good pastor. Let's take a little break and we'll be right back. Pastor Alan Eastin is here from the One Life Fellowship Church. We're talking about a very special event they're doing February 12th, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Monday, mostly sunny but cooler than recent days with a high of 58 to 62. Clear and rather cold Monday night with lows ranging from the mid-30s inland to the low 40s on the coast. Tuesday, partly sunny and quite cool, high 54 to 58. For Wednesday, times of clouds and sunshine, high 62 to 66. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Central Florida Eye Institute is the area's leader in laser vision correction. From high-definition refraction surgery and LASIK vision correction to custom cataract, glaucoma, and diabetic treatment, you can count on Dr. Crowley and his effective, friendly staff to provide you with the quality care you deserve. Call 352-237-8400 for an appointment or more information. That number again is 352-237-8400. Looking forward to service your vision needs.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
The play How I Learned to Drive is live on stage at the Ocala Civic Theater January 14th through the 24th. Lil Bit is an outsider, and she feels an odd kinship with Uncle Peck, a charming Southern gentleman, until he turns predatory and molests his young niece during so-called driving lessons in his Buick Riviera. This Pulitzer Prize-winning drama is intense and at times shockingly funny. This play contains strong adult themes and language. Tickets are $25 for adults, $12 for students.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, we are having a visit with a great man here in Ocala, and I've said this many times about Ocala. I hope we're not unique in this way. I mean, I hope every town has a Pastor Alan Eastin in their town. We have so many good people, and Pastor Eastin is another, making a great contribution to the community. So on February 12th, from 6 to 9 at One Life Fellowship, which is at 3740 East Silver Springs Boulevard, there's an event called Night to Shine, sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. And basically, they're hosting about 100 couples or 100 people?
100 people.
100 people.
Each one who will be paired with a buddy for the evening.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Could be male, female, could be male, male. And it could be a guy. A guy could have a guy buddy.
Yeah, they'll work out the details when they come in and have all that figured out, sure.
But it's kind of a prom for them. They get to dress up and get to feel special.
Absolutely.
And the food? What's the food? Is it chicken strips? Tim Tebow.
Right. No, actually, they're working out the details of that. I believe that the last that I heard was that Sonny's was going to be involved in helping provide the food for the banquet. And so we're excited about that.
Tim Tebow makes some nice chicken strips. So I don't know if you've ever had them.
Yeah.
PDQs.
They're pretty good.
PDQ, yeah, that's right. I have heard of this place, yes.
And what you're telling us off the air is that your daughter is really the one that's spearheading this whole event.
Yeah, this is, we feel really blessed. I have 4 children, and they're all really great and love the Lord and love serving Him and people. And so my oldest daughter, Cameron, is 21 years old. She is a student, an elementary education major at Missouri State University.
Oh, wow.
And maybe a year and a half ago or so, she told me about this event and said, Dad, I think our church needs to do this. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And so she had kind of been a fan of Tim Tebow and followed him on Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And so she mentioned the event to me. I kind of checked it out. It was a little bit short notice for us. And I said, boy, I just don't know if we're ready for that right now. Well, she took the liberty to forward my email address to the Tim Tebow Foundation. And magically, I started receiving emails from them saying things like, oh, well, we heard that you might be interested in this event.
Wow. So does she still live in Missouri?
Yes, she's in Missouri, finishing
is.
her education there. She's a senior, as I said, at Missouri State, and about ready to graduate. Well, as the event began to roll around this year, I investigated it some more, and she gave me a call and said, Dad, we ought to do that this year. It's the second year they're doing it. And the more we prayed about it and the more we read about it and investigated, we got excited about it and decided to do it.
And is there a connection in your family to somebody with special needs?
You know, there really isn't. My daughter certainly has a heart for children. That's, she's majoring in that and plans to spend her life devoted to educating children. And so we don't have a particular connection, but nevertheless, we're excited to be able to serve them in this way.
So Dan Martone is how we know about you.
Okay.
Are you good friends with Dan?
Actually, I don't think I know.
You don't know Dan?
No.
Well, he has an uncanny resemblance to Tim Tebow.
Oh, is that
Yes, he
right?
does.
So if you get a chance, pose with Dan, send the
Okay.
picture to your daughter, say, look who I'm with.
Exactly.
Look who I'm with.
Right, that would be great. Yeah.
So it's a prom night. It's a 3-hour event, and is there music? Is dancing a part of it?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a professional DJ who will be at the event and
Anybody we know? We know a
guiding
few
us
of them.
through those events. His name is Stephen Wexler. He's kind of a local DJ
Oh, I do
here.
know the name.
and
I
has
don't
Yeah.
know
done
if I
lots
know
of
him.
events. He attends our church, and so we're excited that he's volunteering his time to do that. So there will be a dance. There will be a room for karaoke for those who want to explore their singing talents, I suppose.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
This is
That
a
is so
Friday, so
cool.
you get to you can hang it up at the end of the night and wake up late the next day, right?
Well, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, because we'll probably have to turn the building back around to be ready for church on Sunday. But yeah, it's a Friday evening, so the Friday right before Valentine's Day. So we really wanted to kind of connect those two so that they, have a great Valentine's Day prom
Nice.
night experience.
And will you have the photographer there like they do at proms and things like
Yes,
that?
absolutely. We actually will have 3 professional photographers donating their time that evening. We'll also have a videographer for the evening as well. So just like what you would expect,
Oh, how
and maybe even
wonderful.
more. At
That's
this,
nice,
at this
nice.
That
event.
is so cool.
So what kind of difference did your ministry take as a result of having been what do you call it again when you're
A missionary.
a missionary?
Oh.
Yeah. How did that change your ministry?
Wow. To be honest with you, our church has a long history of being involved in missions work. And we, as I mentioned to you maybe off air before we started the interview, that we were supported by our church. And so when I came in, what I hope to do is just continue this tradition of being involved in missions work, not only here locally, but around the world.
But I mean, what you experienced when you were not in this country, in other countries, did you? Well, I guess two parts to this. Before you ever went, did you have a conception of what it would be like, and was it totally different? Was it
Right.
kind of close? And from that experience, did something resonate within you that maybe reinforced your beliefs or changed your beliefs or you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I did have some expectation of what it would be like. We were in Colombia, South America. I had an opportunity to do several mission trips prior to that. And actually, before our family moved there, about a year before that, we went and spent 3 months there. We kind of packed everything up, put it in storage, and moved there for 3 months so that we would have, as good of an understanding as we could prior to actually sort of landing there. And so we did have some expectations of that. I was a little bit surprised at the time. Colombia was sort of coming out of a lot of violence and
Right.
craziness and
Right.
drug war and all that. We were really kind of on the better side of that. Things were improving when we got there. That was good. But I sort of had this impression that, maybe we wouldn't be received very well as Americans. But we found that to be
Oh, really? So
we
you
found
were-
that to be not the case. We were warmly received.
Yeah, I
and had a
often
great
wonder
experience
if
there.
they don't view missionaries as arrogant, as gosh, we have the better idea than you. Let me tell you about our better idea. I often wonder if that's how we're received when
Yeah.
we try to do good work. We try to do good work.
Larry,
you know?
that's a great point that you bring up, and sometimes that's absolutely true. And so one of the things that we tried to do, and continue to try to do as we take trips and send people out, is to always go in with a real humble approach, and we don't want to come in and pretend like we know better or we are better in any way. There are many things that we can learn from.
And typically,
those that
that's
we're-
what you find in the church is people with that kind of heart. So, what was your storyline as a young man? Did you know you wanted to be a pastor?
I didn't. I actually grew up in Springfield, Missouri. I graduated from the same university where my daughter is attending now. Actually, I have two daughters there.
Oh, wow.
But
Nice.
I graduated with an accounting degree.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
I worked kind of in the business world for a couple of years, and my wife and I, before we had gotten married, had discussed the possibility of serving the Lord in vocational ministry at some point in time.
Yeah.
And after a couple of years being married and working, really felt drawn to something else. And so I actually quit my job. I was working at Merrill Lynch at the time, went back to Bible school for a couple of years, and then went on staff at our church for a couple more years until we eventually landed in
Wow,
Columbia.
wow, that is a leap of faith, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally having faith that your needs will be met
Yeah, well,
financially.
yeah, that's right. We have people and churches that would commit to support us while we were there, but it is faith. From month to month, you hope it all shows up, and you can do the things that you need to do. And by God's grace, we found that to be true.
We heard a story about Mother Teresa, and I'm going to try to tell it as best I can. It was real simple. There was a lady working for her, and they were supposed to feed some children, and she said, we don't have enough food for the children. And so she figured when she told Mother Teresa, she would send her to the store or something like that. She said, well, just pray to Jesus about it. And the woman was like, oh, no. So she said, all right, I'll pray. So she went, I mean, this is a nun, okay? A nun is questioning
Right.
the order to just pray.
Yeah.
So the nun goes and she prays. And then comes to the door a guy from some kind of a school or something, and they had ordered twice as much food as they needed. They didn't know what to do with it. So all of a sudden there was this food at the door, and I said, "Wow, what an amazing story that is!"
Right.
Because, and the amazing focal point is Mother Teresa herself, because she knew she didn't hope, she knew she had
Right.
faith.
Right, yeah.
I wish
yeah.
I could have that. I wish I had faith like that.
Right, right. Well, this past Sunday during our message, I was talking about maybe a similar person. His name is George Mueller, back in the 1800s, who in his lifetime had the opportunity to help raise over 10,000 orphans. And he, like her, was known as a person of great faith and prayer. One who did not publicize the needs of his kids and sort of have a begging mentality, but rather he prayed and sought the Lord and had great faith. And the testimony of his life and ministry is that the Lord provided for these children for years and years and years.
Oh, my gosh. How incredible is that? And you must have the same faith that you teach to your congregation.
Well, I try.
There's food, there's money, and then there's something that you can't really identify. And I think what you're giving to these special needs people is that thing. Because maybe they have food in their life, maybe they have clothing and what, but there's something else, and you're giving them that something else with this one night.
Well, we certainly hope so. Our goal is to exalt Jesus Christ and to allow everyone an opportunity to know that he loves them, that he died for them, and he cares for them. And so that's what we hope that those who are our special guests will see.
Pastor Allen, thank you so much for coming in and speaking to us today. Congratulations on raising, obviously, a very profound thinking daughter, and I'm sure all your children are that way.
Yeah, thank
Cameron
you. Thank you
is to be
so much.
admired.
So
Yes.
let's, real quickly, you have a website we can go to?
Yeah, we do. It's nighttoshineocala.com. And people can get information there. If they would like to register, they can. If they would like to donate to the event, that they can. If they have any questions, there's an email address there as well, nighttosshine@onelifefellowship.org, and we'd be happy to address any questions they might have.
And if you heard this interview and would like to share it with somebody, we've recorded it. It'll be on YouTube and Facebook by 2 o'clock this afternoon.
All right.
Thank you, Pastor. That was great.
Thank you so much. I
Good
appreciate
interview.
it.
We'll be right back.
Legit. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Security forces in Iraq going door to